Hello, welcome. I've been seeing a lot of things on Twitter here the last couple days that are in a vein like this. So this is Brian Hibbs, who supposedly owns a store. I believe him. And he's owned it since 1989, which, applause. That is a heck of a run, man. Most businesses do not last more than a couple of years. A comic book store, of all things, lasting 34 years, 35 now. I just looked at the fact that this is the first. Oh, that's incredible. Absolutely. Dude has survived at least two major changes into the industry. Like this is not an easy feat. Since I think 1989 when I first opened, I don't think that my weekly ship from Dime's ever been a single box, but it was this week. I'm consciously and specifically ordering comics from Diamond. I could be ordering from Lunar because I don't want to screw the companies over because they do a lot of backstage stuff to make life easier for everybody in the industry. Now, of course, a couple of years ago, DC went to being distributed through two separate companies, Lunar and I blanked on the other one, but Lunar's right here in the text, so I got that. Look at that right there. And now I think DC just goes through just Lunar, and the other company has been disregarded. And one of these, I don't remember which one. It was Lunar, the other one, but it's owned by the company that does the DBCS stuff, where you like mail order your comics and they send you a box once a month, and you get like a 50% discount. It's ridiculous. It's really cool, but kind of ridiculous. And then Marvel went to distributing through Penguin Random House instead of through Diamond. So the share of things that you can only get through Diamond is like Image and other indie books. You can still order Marvel stuff through Diamond, I believe, but it's shipped to Diamond from Penguin Random House, and you're not getting as big of a discount. Like that's my understanding. I could be wrong. But I've been seeing a lot of stuff in this vein that definitely points to the fact that the industry continues to be in trouble. This guy's not ordering as much stuff as he wanted. I've seen other people talking about how stores are not ordering books from particular creators. That's kind of following up on that creator who spoke out like a month ago about, hey, I can't sell your crappy books. Apparently, other retailers are kind of more silently moving in that direction. That's just what I'm reading. But none of this sounds healthy. This sounds like a really crummy way to start the year off. This sounds like a really crummy 2024 for comics. Now, the comic book industry is probably going to be okay because it's way bigger than just Marvel and DC and Image. Uh, you know, if you're liberal enough to include all graphical materials, manga is super healthy. Sure, there's dudes cracking whips over mangaka and their assistants to make sure that they keep working on books 24/7. They don't sleep. They don't interact with fans. They just work, work, work. But that industry's big. It's healthy. There's a lot of churn in it. There are some perennial, series that go on forever. But there's also a lot of stuff that comes in. It's in like Shonen Jump for a year or whatever, and then it's gone. And that's healthy. We would probably have a healthier comic book industry if they just laid off Batman for like a year and let people look at other books. Like you go into my comic book store, right? You go into Graham Cracker Comics. Let me pull up their website over here in another window and bring it over. You go in there, and the comic section has been doing nothing but shrink for years. And that's kind of a shame. Like it's supposed to be a comic book store, but the actual books on the shelves. Is there really no photo on their website? There's no photo on their website of this. Oh, wait, there it is. It just took a second to load. All right. This is kind of an ancient photo here. But you go in here. There's like a section of like the top 10 graphic novels there on the right. Then Marvel goes from like here to here. Then DC is from here to there. The back section's all toys, and this whole wall over here, up to the counter, used to be lined with indie books. Valiant used to have like its own little section back there. The Zenescope, they had their own little section. But now, that whole section is shrunk by at least 2 full shelving units, which is now replaced with Funko Pops and other merchandise and toys and stuff. That's not a good place for an industry to be. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting off of Brian Hibbs' post here is there's just not stuff that he can sell that he can buy. And if that's the case, if a comic book store can't get merchandise to sell, or merchandise that they can sell, let's put it that way, that comic book store is going to die, regardless of anything else. And that's not really necessarily on Brian. Like, I know if you look at, listen to some of the other people talk, there's a lot of things like, well, you know, they need to diversify their product line and all that. Yeah, but the people coming into a comic book store, by and large, are there to buy comic books of some kind. And just turning your store into like a rotting tomb of merchandise, which I swear I've seen a lot of that same merchandise in my Graham Cracker comics for years now. So I don't know that that merchandising business really pays off either. It seems to me a lot like that merchandising business is just kind of a way to store money into inventory that maybe you hope you can sell that statue for $100 one day. I don't know, but it looks like the industry is not really in a happy place. Like I said, I've seen tweets on Twitter of people saying that their stores are not going to be ordering books from certain creators and things like that. So it sounds like we're getting ready to go through even more turmoil on the retail front than we previously have. So if you got a store, this is what I want you to take away from this. If you got a store and you like that store and you go to that store, keep doing it, because that store is going to need your help to weather whatever's coming through here, whatever's about to happen. They're going to need your help. They're going to need you to keep buying your books there instead of going to DBCS and order them online or getting Midtown Comics to ship them to you for $50 or whatever. Go to your store. Even if you're just dropping in and dropping $10 like I do a lot of weeks, I'll be buying like 2 books. Go to your store. That $10, if 50 people do it, starts adding up. It starts adding up. And if you want that store to stay in business so you can keep buying comic books, you got to do something, man. You got to help out a little bit. And who knows? Maybe you're hanging out in that store and you get to know your shopkeeper. Like, I know my shopkeeper, maybe not super well, but like, for example, I know he's super getting into Warhammer stuff right now, which is kind of exciting because it gives us something else to talk about other than, boy, there wasn't anything interesting on the Marvel section this week, was there? Nope. Because that's what the conversation's been for off and on for years now is, yep, nothing interesting from Marvel. Nope. And that's a crummy place to be. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Help your store out if you want your store to stay in business, because if you don't, no one else will, and your store will go out of business. Because we're in troubled times. For comic books, for everybody else in the world. These are troubled times. And if we don't hang together, we're not gonna, I almost went, we're not gonna hang together, but that's not what I meant. Like, I was trying to quote one of the founding fathers, and I just totally bungled it. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. You all take care of yourselves. You have a great day, great night, great whatever you got going on. Hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.